Hi, this is my official non-professional makeup tutorial. So, going to Chance's graduation today, so I'm going to do some summer makeup, and I hope it turns out. So, first things first, because it's gonna be hot today, primer. This is the Tatcha Silk Canvas. Thanks, Kenzie. That was from Kenzie. And I just apply primer with my fingers, so I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it, but that's what I do. I've used like brushes before, but could only bring so much home, and fingers work. I love the way primer feels on my skin. Okay. Okay. So, next, after I do the primer, my next step is concealer. Don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it, but that's what I do. I have this super old, like, kind of light foundation that I just use as my concealer. And I just put it, oh god, I don't know if you're supposed to apply it like directly to your face or you're supposed to do it on your hand, but I put it on my face. I just put it under my eyes. Oh god, that's not working. I just put it under my eyes, on my eyelids, and then on my acne. And sometimes I use a brush to like one of these, but I'm gonna use that for my foundation. So I just use a damp beauty blender to blend in my concealer. My dad just got home. Hopefully no one interrupts me. Filming a video. Okay. Next step, foundation. So, I have the best foundation known to man. This might be like I think I have two or three products in this that are actually brag worthy, and this is one of them, the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. I love this foundation so much. It feels so lightweight, but it like stays on so well. And I have the shade 120, but I absolutely love it. It is the best foundation I've ever owned, and I've only had it for like a couple months. God, there's dog hair on this. So I just have one of these brushes and apply it directly to the brush, but I use a beauty blender sometimes too. So if you don't have one of these brushes, beauty blender like what I just did, I do that from time to time with my foundation. So I'm not gonna put on, like, I'm gonna put on like foundation, but I'm not using that much today because it's a hot day and I don't want to look like I haven't gotten super tan in the summer so far, but I don't want to look like really, really pale. So I'm gonna not use that much. I look so pale. Is this how you're supposed to apply foundation? I never have the patience to watch tutorials. I've only watched a few before. The only people whose tutorials I can actually sit through are Jeffree and James and Nikki tutorials, but not even really Jeffree and James anymore. Gosh, did I go too light? Looks really light right now. I look like a ghost. Get onto my neck a little bit, like enough to like blend it down. And okay, put this right here. So I look really pale, but I promise it's not, I'm not gonna look this pale when I'm done. Like, it does not look good right now, but like, it will, I promise. Next is powder, and I have the Fenty. This is one of my other brag-worthy things. The Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder in Butter. The lightest one. And then I got my brush. I do this, I don't know why, and I don't know if it does anything, but I always do the brush over my face after I do my foundation and before I do the powder. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or if it actually does anything, but for me it feels like it kind of like rubs off or smooths, it like kind of smooths off like what might be kind of rough, and then I feel like it, like days like today where I feel like I look too pale, it kind of like rubs it off a little bit, which I like. I don't know if that, I don't know, might just be a weird superstition. I don't even know if that's a real thing. But now I'm going in with the powder. God, whew, getting everywhere. This powder is so smooth and it smells so good. Like, it doesn't really smell like anything, but when you do get a whiff of it, like, it smells good. It doesn't smell like you'd expect that it would smell like baby powder or something, but it doesn't. Okay. I know some people do their powder like last, or like they do their blush and like their bronzer like before their powder. I have before, but I've noticed I like to do everything on my skin first, and then once I'm there I can kind of decide like how much blush or bronzer I want. So next is blush. This is my third product that's actually good that I'm actually gonna plug. Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio Pink Passion. I got it from like TJ Maxx for like 10 bucks. It's pretty good. I like it. And I think think I'm gonna use this. And I think I'm gonna go with this blush. I am not great at knowing where blush is supposed to go. So I'm always just like below the highlight, above the contour. That's just kind of what I go for. I don't like a lot of blush, but what I do sometimes is when I have acne, I'll put the blush like over where it's kind of red if I don't want to wear like a ton of foundation, or like even if I do have foundation on, you could still see it. Yeah, I don't like a ton of blush, but I don't want to look like a crazy person. Okay. Next, bronzer. This is a crappy Wet n Wild one that's like breaking and stuff. I'm just trying to, oh god, it's like, it's not good. Like, or it's like the quality's fine, but like, homegirl is falling apart. Like, I mean, quality's fine for Wet n Wild, like, whatever. Okay. Bronzer. I use this like e.l.f. brush, like contour brush, and I don't know if like contour, like how different contour and bronzer are supposed to be from each other, but I treat it like there's no difference, because to me there's not. So I kind of swipe right there, swipe right here, swipe right here, swipe right there, and then up here, over there, and I do my nose too, but we will get to that. Not right now, but we'll get to it. This is like very shiny bronzer, so I might have to wipe some off later if it's like making me look like a crazy person, but I think it's gonna bronze me up from this paleness I'm experiencing right now. So I just blend this in. Yeah, it's a little dark, but on this a little bit. When I'm like doing my makeup at school, I had two brushes that are identical, like this one and then another one, and I'll have one that I apply it, and the other one I'll have like a fresh one and actually blend it in, and I find that that works better because there's less like it makes it so there's not a ton of bronzer on my face, because there's still a bronzer on here that like there's still a lot. So I think I'm gonna like, oh god, I didn't bring that many brushes. I think I'm just gonna keep going with this one, but if it gets to be too much, I'm gonna have to use this brush, even though that's not really what I want to do, but I don't want to look crazy. And I blend this down into my neck, but also enough to make my jawline more prominent. Yeah, that doesn't look the best, but I'll make it look fine in a little bit. And then blend in this side. Oh, my leg's falling asleep. Ah. Yeah, down here needs some work. The light is super weird in in my room at my parents' house, so like the lighting's so strange, so I have to like, I feel like I do it too dark sometimes, but then I was looking hella pale before. Okay, that's enough bronzer for now, but I'll get my nose later, but I don't do that till later. So the next thing I do, and I don't know if this is something other people do or whatever, is I go back to this powder. And first, I have my regular brush I just had for my powder, and I go back over like with nothing on it. And a lot of times I'll use, like I said, like a different brush with nothing on it, but of course this has a little bit of that. But for what I do here, a little bit of that is fine. And it's like, I'm not pushing down that hard, I'm just kind of like going with the direction that I applied my makeup in, but then also like rubbing on it, like smoothing it down. Okay, and then I get a little bit of powder on my brush, and I go back my forehead and my cheeks, and kind of swirl on my cheeks, and like buff up my forehead. I have no clue if this is something that other people do, but I might have to blend like by my sideburns better once I get better lighting, but that's just something I do on my own. I probably won't record that. Can you come eat with me? I'm recording something. I'm recording myself doing my makeup, but I will after.
Sorry.
I will after I'm done, okay? I'll eat with you in a second, though. That was funny. It could have been worse. Could have been a worse interruption. So, next thing. So I'm like mostly done with my skin. Next, I do the brows. And it is a nice summer day. So I use the Lovesick eyebrow pencil from Hot Topic. I'm honestly just trying to use it up because it's not that I don't like it. It's just like 5 years old. So I'm just like lightly coloring in my eyebrows. This one always looks so good, and this one always needs so much work. Like, I'll be on this one here, and like doing it like 10 times, and this one takes like 2 swipes, and it's like, this one behaves so much, and this one doesn't. Okay, so I did that. And then I have one of these thingies. There used to be one on here, but like it fell off. So, and I do that thing to my eyebrows. And then on the top, I like push them down on the top, but then they're like still like swoop. So like I pull them up all the way, and then on the top part, like, I bring them down. So they're still kind of swoopy. And I don't know if that, like, looks bad, but I kind of like it. So it's like, yeah. I don't really know how else to explain it. I think you know what I mean. Like, I pull them down right here, but then they're still, like, shaped that way. And they're looking good, but I'm gonna go into this. So this is, like, just a pot of, like, brown pigment. Like, it's just, like, old brown eyeshadow. It's really not anything special. So I get a little bit of that on my little brush thing on the other side, and then go, like, kind of underneath. And then I bring them back up. So I do, like, pencil, bring them up, push the top part down, powder, bring them all up, push the top part down. And that's what I do with my eyebrows, but it's kind of smeared on top because I got some pigment on here. So that's my eyebrows. I, like, tweak them every so often, so I'm done with them, but are we ever really done with our eyebrows? I mean, come on. Oh, I got some pigment on there. Okay. Next things next. I have my eyeshadow. I have the Tarteist Pro palette, but it's not like it's the Tarteist Pro palette, but a lot of the shades in here, like, I used a lot of the shades, and I had other palettes that, like, I hadn't used all the shades. Like, I'd use, like, there wasn't that many shades in them, so I, like, depanned them and put them in here. So, like, I'm not even gonna tell you which actual shades I'm using. I'm just gonna kind of explain the color of it, because these shades are not, like, the same as the actual shades in the actual Tarteist Pro palette. But actually, I am gonna use, I didn't bring a highlighter with me because I use eyeshadow for my highlighter a lot of the times. So I have this palette. It's also very, like, depanned and repanned and not the same shades as it was to begin with. I'm so bad with that. And I'm gonna go in and do a little bit of highlight. Not a lot, just, there we go. Just a little bit of highlight. This is like a goldish, like a whitish, goldish highlight. And then I do a teeny bit on my nose. But we're not done with the contour on the nose, but we'll get to that in literally right now. I'll get back to this, but this is, I forgot, this is the part when I do contour my nose. So actually, I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna use this for my nose contour. It's the Fit Maybelline Shine Free Balance Foundation, and it's just like a really dark foundation that I just swipe, and I got a little baby blender, and it's dry as hell, but I just drag it up and down, drag it up and down. And then take a clean finger and swipe the middle. And that's literally all I do to contour my nose. But finish the highlight on my nose. And then right here. But it never stays here. Like, literally ever. At least for me. So, did the nose contour, we did the nose highlight, we did the other contour and highlight. So now, we can get into the eyeshadow. So, I have this like actually like really nice Sephora brush. Today is a nice summer day. So, what do I want to go with? I'm probably going to be honestly switching between both of these two palettes, but I'm not even going to tell you when it's happening. I'm just going to tell you the actual, like, what the color looks like that I'm using. I'm not going to tell you, like, what they are because they're so, like, look at this one. It's so, like, not, like, look how deep pan they are. It's not even the same as what it used to be. So I'm gonna do like a brownish, like, as like a base, like a light brown, like a light brown, semi-sparkly but not quite. My mom's coming up. Just gonna be like, time to eat. And I'm just gonna go over. Please don't interrupt me. Lottie already did.
Time to eat?
I'm recording something. Yep, I'll be there in a sec. See what I deal with? But I have like a light brown that's like barely sparkly. And I do that for a base. Okay. And then I think I'm gonna do like a kind of pinky type of vibe going on, but like not too much. So I'm gonna go into like a blush colored like Barbie baby pink. And I'm going on that like not on my lid, but like right above in this kind of motion. I think of it like not the lid, but like right above it to make the lid look bigger or something. I don't know. See what I did there, kind of? So, next, I'm gonna go with a, like, gold. Ah! Whoops. What the hell? Okay. Next, I'm gonna go in with like a gold-ish, like, kind of thing. And I'm going to go actually on my lid. So like below this pink stuff. And then the other eye, of course. Okay. And next, I'm gonna do like, yes. Next, I'm using a different palette too, this one. All depanned and disgusting now, of course, because I can't keep palettes nice. So this is a rose gold kind of color. It's like, you know what rose gold looks like. I don't know why I'm trying to explain it to you. It literally is the shade rose gold that was already in here, and it is awesome. I like it. And I'm doing that in like the, where my eyelid and then the pink stuff kind of meet. Yeah. To give my eye some depth. I'm making sure, oh god, making sure to not go too far over here. Just kind of staying on this side of my eye. And then this, wipe that up. Do that on both eyes. I'd be the most boring YouTuber. I'm just like sitting here in silence doing my makeup. So next, I'm gonna go over with like another pink, but it's more of like a lighter, more like iridescent kind of pink, but still that very like Barbie pink. And I'm going back over top of the pink I already had, just to kind of like reiterate it. And kind of like bring it out. And blend in. Okay, get all the excess. There we go. So next, now that this stuff is all blended, I am gonna go into the exact same shade I use for my highlight. I'm putting that in my corners of my eyes. All my other brushes are kind of dirty, so I'm using my highlight brush. Please forgive me, but if you're following this tutorial, you do not have to do that. But that's just me and my terrible choices. So I kind of like sometimes pop that into my corner with my fingers. Don't tell. Shh. Okay. And the last thing I do with my, God, my eye itches. Last thing I do with my eyeshadow is I don't know how to do eyeliner. Never have known how. Still don't know how. Probably will never know how. So I'm gonna go in with a dark pink, okay? On this brush. Don't know how to explain what kind of brush it is, but it's like kind of flatter. I'm going in with like a dark pink, like a reddish. And I'm starting right here beneath my eye and bringing it around to give the illusion of eyeliner. Eyeliner is so precise, and I am just not a precise person. So this is what I do instead, because I don't know how to do eyeliner. A lot of people are like, oh my god, like you have to like connect like your whatever, your like low, if you do like eyeshadow below your eye, you have to connect that to like the eyeshadow up here. And I'm like, that's not true. That's not true. Why are we telling people that? That's not true. Like, hello, pop a color. Like, doesn't mean my whole eye has to be that color. Like, what's wrong with you? So, next. Are there any words? You already know. You already know. And this requires such focus. This is the best mascara. Like, I've had other good mascaras, but this one is definitely the Supreme. Okay. So, I am actually done for now. But if this were a time where I had more time and I've already taken up 40 minutes, I'm eating right after this, so I'm not gonna put on lipstick right now, but I'm gonna put on this Bare Minerals like lipstick when I'm done eating. And then when this dries, I'm gonna put on this setting spray, which is just in an old spray bottle, and it is the Peach Mist Too Faced like setting spray mixed with some rose water, and that's what I put on my face. So this is the look I did. I think it looks okay, and I hope you had fun with me today for 40 minutes. Goodbye.